Hey guys, what's up? It's Deprimido. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here in FL Studio and I just made this pop beat and I wanted to run through, show you all the patterns, show you what went into it. But I do want to start with a disclaimer that this is like the second pop beat I've ever made. I don't really listen to pop, so I'm probably pretty off on what it is, to be honest. But yeah, let's just get into the patterns. So I started off with this sound from Expand. It was the jungle mallet, and so it sounds like this. And we've got, let's see, I've got an EQ on the master. We're going to turn that off. So that's what that sounds like. As for effects, I put isotope vinyl. Give it a little bit of wear, some dust, and a little bit of detune right here. I also turned the year back to 1970. Then I put micro finisher on it. I gave it the comb filter preset and just turned it all the way up to the max. You can hear what it sounds like without effects. Sounds a lot cleaner, a lot more pure. Then I just did this sub bass layer, which is, I'll get rid of that. I don't know, where is it? Ah, here it is. So we can go back. Sounds like this. It's pretty quiet. I'm gonna just copy this value real quick and we'll turn it up. For that, I came in with octave and I just gave it this SH2 preset. And then as for effects, I just gave it an EQ. I cut the highs a little bit, and then saturation knob. I came in and I put my little presence preset on it. It's just the low saturation type, and I gave it a little bit of saturation. And you can hear without effects, it sounds pretty similar. It's just a little less hard. So there's that. Next, we've got this little bell. It is right here. For that, I just got the default preset from CS Pikey. Played with the reverb and the release a little bit, and then for effects, I gave it an EQ. So I just gave it a really tight EQ, just because I wanted it to be kind of in the background. It's the same reason for the reverb. We gave it a pretty small room, turned the high cut down a little bit, turned the decay down just a little bit, and then turned the wet down a little. And then a fruity delay 2, turn the volume down, gave it a halftime, and put it on ping pong. So that's that one. That's the melodies. I kept it pretty bare. So next, getting into the drums, I gave it this hi-hat. Just a basic two-step. I randomized it, and then I panned it to the left a little bit, put it mostly in mono, and gave it a little EQ that cuts the lows. And then in this one, I just boosted the highs. I did this snap. We panned it a little bit to the right, put it mostly in mono again, and I cut the highs a little bit. Then I used this kick. Pretty simple, just a little bit of bounce, and then I cut the highs and boosted the lows a little bit. I want it to be very thumpy. And then I did just an open hat. Not much on that. Gave it a little bit of stereo separation, put a little bit of reverb on it. very small amount of reverb, and boosted the highs a little bit. Then I did the mixing, but I pretty much just showed you all of the mixing other than I played with the stereo separations on everything. Put most of it a little bit in mono, gave a little bit stereo separation. And then the last part is just this arrangement. This is where I kind of got lazy. But I started off with this EQ on the master. It's just a very tight EQ. And I slowly turned it down using this automation clip here. And I just started with the main melody and the sub bass. Added this riser, then we dropped into everything with the parametric EQ all the way off. We just have all the sounds right there for the hook. Then we did the verse. I gave it the same riser. All of these risers are all the same, and I use that riser in pretty much every beat. But then for the verse, I took out this bell sound, and I took out the kick and the open hat, so it's just the snap and the hi-hat plus the sub bass and the main melody. Then for the second part of the verse, I brought the kick back in. Then the hook is the same, and I just layered that a few times. Then right here I gave it a breakdown, so I just repeated the intro and then just doubled the chorus and gave it a small outro where I just dipped the volume out a little bit so that it fades out. And that was pretty much the whole beat. So let me know if you have any questions. Please leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.